Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all of you in this PMP introductory session. This is going to be the schedule of the full course, inshallah, once we start on 1st of December. My introduction, my name is Abu Bakr Ehsan. I have done bachelor's in computer science, master's in information technology. I have done some certifications related to project management, PMP, which I'm going to introduce you in this session. RMP is risk management professional, one of the area in which you can specialize after you do PMP, inshallah. Then there is ACP also, Agile Certified Practitioner. This is mainly for the people who belong to software development or IT industry. Then Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt. These are quality related certifications, perfection, business process improvement. I have more than 22 years of working in project management experience with more than 200 PMP workshops I have already conducted, mostly in KSA, and with more than 12,000 engineers and managers just like you. This is my contact email and information. Other than PMP, I give trainings on RMP, ACP, Microsoft Project, and Primavera. So 2 of my courses are starting. One is Primavera, that is starting from 25th of November, inshallah. That will be a 3 days course. So if anyone is interested, you can contact me on these numbers. And my PMP course is starting from December 1st, inshallah. Some of my sessions I conducted in KSA and online. Up till 2020, before COVID, I was conducted physical classes in Saudi Arabia. But after COVID, I shifted to Zoom only. This is National Petroleum Yambo. This is KFUPM, Tehran or Dammam. This is STC Riyadh. This is for Nokia, Saudi Arabia, and I conduct for them on Zoom now. This information is about how many people globally they have already certified. So there are, as I told you, there are many certifications related to project management. The most famous is, or most popular is PMP. So up till January 2022, already 1.2 million plus people had done certification of PMP. In addition to PMP, they have some more certifications also. One certification is CAPM. CAPM is like a junior level certification of PMP. If you have a certain number of years of experience, you can apply for PMP exam. But in case you do not have that required number of years of experience, then you can apply for CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management. And anywhere, if some question comes in your mind, please feel free to ask me. You can unmute your mic, you can ask the question. Again, you can mute it. Then there is ACP. It's becoming very rapidly very popular. Almost 48,000 people who have certified. Then you have RMP, 10,000 people. Then business analysis, PBA, more than 5,000. Then program management professionals, PGMP, 3,500 plus. SP, 2,600 plus. Then recently they launched DA, SSM, and DASM, that is disciplined agile. 1,500 people, and portfolio management, almost 1,100 people. So all these certifications are offered by PMI. On this slide, I will explain you the prerequisites of PMP. What I'm going to explain in this session today, roughly we will take almost 3 hours. So maybe 1 hour I will explain on PMP format, exam, application process, fees, style of the exam, some sample questions, and then the remaining time I will explain on the contents. So with some breaks, so we will finish in 3 hours inshallah. So Pakistani time by 8 p.m. and Saudi time by 6 p.m. before that inshallah. So once again, anywhere you have any question, please feel free to ask me. The first slide I'm going to explain you is about the prerequisites of PMP. Who can do PMP? So number one prerequisite is requirement number one is experience. You must have minimum 3 years of experience in order to apply for the exam. Fresh graduates cannot apply for PMP. As I told you on the previous slide, if you do not have enough experience, then what is the alternate available for you? CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management. So for PMP, you need minimum 3 years of experience if you have 4 years bachelor degree or 3 years bachelor degree plus masters. So anything more than 16 years overall education, you need minimum 3 years of working experience, projects related experience. In case you do not have 16-year education or 4 years degree, you have a diploma. In that case, you need minimum 5 years of working experience. Any question from anyone, please feel free to ask me about the experience. कोई तकल्लुफ नहीं, कोई शर्माना नहीं, जो आपके ज़हन में क्वेश्चन आता है प्लीज पूछिए, इंग्लिश में, उर्दू में, व्हाटएवर यू लाइक।
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, मोहम्मद
वालेकुम
सईद बात कर रहा
अस्सलाम।
हूँ सर, पाकिस्तान
जी
से।
वेलकम जी।
सर मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो एक्सपीरियंस आप कह रहे हैं प्रोजेक्ट रिलेटेड, क्या ये टिपिकल प्रोजेक्ट का होना चाहिए या बंदा इंडस्ट्री में जॉब कर रहा है जैसे फर्टिलाइजर में और मोर देन 20 इयर्स और 22 इयर्स, इज इट एनफ फॉर द पीएमपी?
फर्टिलाइजर में भी यू कैन हैव सो मेनी डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ रोल्स। तो फर्टिलाइजर में आप क्या कर रहे हैं? प्लीज from others who do not understand Urdu, so please excuse us. I will try to keep my overall.
Sir, I am asking about the.
नहीं, वो मैं आपकी समझ में आता हूँ, आपकी तरफ आता हूँ. For others, if someone does not understand Urdu, so please excuse us. Some short answers I may give in Urdu, but I will keep most of my presentation in English. Okay, so don't be worried about that. आपका जो क्वेश्चन था, आप कौन सा मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियर आपने बोला?
Yeah.
अच्छा.
So you can explain in English, no better.
No, okay. So maintenance engineer can also work. Remember, if you are working on similar things again and again, right? So
yes, sir, it is the same thing.
If you are repeatedly doing same things again and again, this is called as operations. If you are doing unique things, that could also be again and again. For example, you are making an underpass again and again. That is a unique thing in that context, right? So you are making a new building again and again. One building in this city, then again another building in another city. You are making an highway. So that is also repeated. But in a certain context, it is not like every day you are doing the same thing. So yes, it is like 12 months, 20, 24 months or 30, 18 months, whatever. So that is called as projects. So if you are a maintenance engineer, if you are checking some machine every day, that comes under operations, right? But as a maintenance engineer, sometimes you work on shutdown projects for which you need maybe 3 months planning only. Is it right?
Yes, sir. This is the same.
Right. So for such type of maintenance, that is considered as a project. हर रोज आपने गाड़ी का पानी चेक करना है तो वो ऑपरेशन है, ठीक है। बट एक दफा साल में इंजन खोल के आपने दोबारा जोड़ना है, दैट इज अ प्रोजेक्ट. So even if you are working on operations, within operations, you can think about, you can present your experience in such a way that it fulfills the requirement of a project. One more example for all of you to understand. Let's say finance manager. Now, finance manager in any company, what do you think? Is he working on operations or projects? What do you think? From the name itself, finance manager. सो रहे क्या सब? कोई जवाब दे दो यार.
Projects.
प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम करता है फाइनेंस मैनेजर.
Yes, it is a part of his work in projects also. He's covering all projects of the company.
फाइनेंस
the
डिपार्टमेंट, दे ट्रीट all the cash going in and out.
Operations.
So from the name itself, from the impression it gives, it looks like he works mostly on operations. But if you say as a finance manager, yes, mostly 80-90% of the work is operations only. But this year we shifted our operations from manual paper based to SAP or Oracle. So this transition will be considered as a project. So even within the operations, if you bring some change, if you enhance your operations, if you bring some improvement in the operations, that is one time. Yes, you next time you can bring some other improvement. So every time you bring an improvement or bring a change in the operations, that is also considered as a project. Is this point clear to all of you? Any other question or confusion from anyone, please?
No, it's clear. Please go ahead.
वो जो आपने मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियर आपने पूछा था फर्टिलाइजर वाला, आपका पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया? क्या नाम था आपका मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियर वाले जो थे भाई? किधर गया यार वो? शायद माइक म्यूट है आपका. Okay, any question from anyone else on this particular point? Okay,
No.
Said,
Carry
yes,
on.
right. Okay, fine. So if you are a graduate with 4 years degree, you need 3 years experience. If you are a diploma holder with 5 years degree, then you need 5 years. Now, Said ki example, I take example of Said. He said, I am working in fertilizer for last 20 years, right? So now, if Mr. Said, he is filling his application of PMP. So first of all, where to fill your application? Remember this point, you do not need to go through me or any other trainer in order to give your exam. Once again, some other certifications, you are dependent on the trainer to book your exam. But be very clear on that. After the training, you don't need to contact me in order to book your exam. Just keep this thing in your mind. This is the website. Internationally, one website. There is no other website that will give you PMP exam. Many other certifications, you have many governing bodies. ISO is given by maybe dozens of bodies. Six Sigma is given by maybe dozens of bodies. But PMP is not given by more than one body. That body is PMI. And what is the full form of PMI? Anyone? Just to keep you alive and just to give me a feeling that yes, I'm not alone. What is the full form of PMI?
Project Management Institute.
Very good. Project Management Institute. So Project Management Institute is the governing body of this certification. This is the website www.pmi.org. So Mr. Said will go on this website. He will make his account, login ID, password, everything, and then he will enter his details. Which details? Education detail, first of all. That from this university, I have done graduation or I have done diploma. One very important point, you do not need to upload any document at this stage. You just need to do data entry only. Type in at this stage. After this stage, yes, I will guide you in which case you need to upload your documents. So here, just type your information that for, like, let's say I have done bachelor's of computer science from this university in 2007 to 2009. After that, you need to enter your details about your experience. So let's say I was giving example of Mr. Said. Mr. Said, how much years of experience? He mentioned 20 years. So do you think he needs to enter 20 years of experience details or 3 years? Assuming he is a 4 years degree holder. What do you think?
Only 3 years.
Only 3 years. So remember, you do not need to enter 100% of the experience. Only what qualifies you for the exam. That is 3 years or 5 years. But one thing to understand here, that in the last 8 years, so whenever you are submitting your application, let's say you are submitting your application in December 2022. If you are submitting your application in 2022, you need to enter your experience anywhere between December 14 to December 2022, any 3 years of your choice. It could be in one company, could be more than one company, one country, more than one country, one project, more than one project. Total 36 months of experience you need to enter in your application. Is this point crystal clear to all of you, or any question or confusion, please?
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Shall we detail the tasks and like the company name and all these stuffs, or we just
Company name, yes. Company name, yes. And
okay.
you need to enter, let's say you are entering 3 projects. You need to enter the name of the company, name of the project, right? Duration also for all. Let's say this was of 18 months. This was of 12 months. This was of 6 months. And one paragraph of description or multiple paragraphs of description, maximum limit is 200 words.
Of my scope of each project, let's say, or
Right.
what I have done. And,
Yeah, whatever story you want to write, you have 200 words.
and should I support that by documents from the company, or like?
Not in the first round, right? In the first round, as I told you, no documents are required. But yes, after that, whoever submits the application, some applications, 10% of the applications are selected randomly for the audit.
Okay.
If your application comes in the audit, then you will have to support your information you have entered using an experience letter from the same company.
Okay.
Right? And that experience letter does not need to have same information written on that, whatever you have written here. Only it should not be contradictory. For example, you say I worked on this project, project number 1 from 2020, January 2020 to, let's say, June 2021. and you say, I was working in SABIC and I worked on this project. So minimum you need to support from the documents that yes, you have an experience letter from SABIC that shows, yes, you worked in SABIC, let's say from 2017 to 2021. So if you have any such document, that is enough to support this.
Clear.
Right? Any other question from anyone else, please?
Sir, I have been working in my company since 99. That means about 22 or 23 years.
Right.
Then how I will get the experience certificate, because they will give me only the experience certificate from 99 to till date.
Yeah, that's fine. Anything that comes as a subset of that, that is fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right? So for example, in the same example, if you are working in this company from 1999 to till the date, and they give an experience letter of this, so that is enough to support this information that yes, you were part of this company even in January 2020 to June 2021. So that is fine, no problem. Okay.
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
जी सर मुझे ये पूछना था, एक्चुअली आई हैव डन माय बैचलर्स इन सिविल इंजीनियरिंग। ओके, आई एम वर्किंग इन जामिल स्टील एज अ सेल्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट इंजीनियर। So my projects will last up to 6 months only. And when we start today, it will last up to 6 months. So as I was seeing here, we need to mention at least 3+ years of experience. In that case, we need to mention the projects. So I need to mention the projects from 3 years up to 3 years of experience.
You can enter 6 projects of 6 months each. No
Okay,
problem.
6 projects of 6 months I can enter. That
You can
complete
enter 12 projects of 3 months. No problem.
No
Total
problem. Okay.
36 months. Total 36 months.
How
It
many
could be
projects
one
are there?
project, it could be 10 projects, no problem at all.
Okay, okay, clear. Okay, clear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Usman, I believe I have answered already this, that what information you need to enter. You just sent a message on chat. So if it's not answered, you can ask me again, right? Okay, so this experience part, I believe, is clear to all of you. Second thing is the training itself. So all the advertisements you see around you for PMP training offered by different trainers and different prices, everything is acceptable. There is no difference that, okay, training from this person or this institute is accepted or training from this institute is not accepted. Every training attendance certificate is accepted by PMI. What difference it will make is, only difference that will be there in different trainers, that are you able to understand or not? That will make your journey easy towards the exam. Right? Otherwise, for the sake of exam application, acceptance, every certificate is equal, right? So in the beginning, I just showed you the dates of the course. So that is starting from 1st of December, inshallah. So if you enroll in this course, you attend these 9 classes immediately after the 9th class. So let's say on inshallah 18th of December, I will send you your soft copy of the certificate on WhatsApp. There is no exam of that. That is only certificate of attendance.
Training.
That is also called as 35 PDU certificate or 35 contact hours. every 1 hour is considered as 1 PDU. PDU full form is Professional Development Unit. 1 hour you spend in learning, you develop yourself professionally. So any training from any institute, if you attend of 35 hours related to project management, that will fulfill your requirement, second requirement. After that, you can apply for the exam. If your application is accepted, then you will choose your exam date. Another very common question, that will they impose the date? No, you will select the exam date.
I have a question here.
Yes,
Is it
please.
possible to ask? Yeah. Previously, my mic was not working, so I had to write it through
No
the
problem.
chat. But
No problem.
anyways, actually, I attended a course which was for 1 week, but the course was the certificate that I got doesn't mention any number of hours. Do I need to ask them, or this certificate is enough?
That was related to which subject?
It was project management course.
Project management. So most likely it is acceptable, right? And when you attended that, how many years ago?
Like 2 months ago, 3 months
2
ago.
months ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So that should be acceptable.
Okay.
That should be acceptable. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to mention that that how many hours have been attended.
Unless and until contradicting to that is mentioned. So if it is open-ended, yes, you can claim.
Okay, but it says the dates, 22nd to 26th of August. Something.
Yeah, that is fine.
So that means if it is 8 hours, it's like 8 hours per day or something.
Yeah,
6
that
hours
should be
per day.
accepted. That should be accepted. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question so far from anyone? Okay. After that, you will choose the date, and you can choose the date anytime within 12 months. After your exam application is approved, you have 12 months to book your exam. And
Sir,
yes,
excuse me,
please.
sir.
Yes, please.
There is a Maghrib time in Karachi. Will you break or will continue it?
यार एक्चुअली डिफरेंट सिटीज में ना टाइमिंग बड़े डिफरेंट हैं, तो आप खामोशी से जाइए, आराम से नमाज पढ़ें और वापस आ जाएं, ठीक है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे सऊदी अरब से भी हैं लोग, शायद कोई दुबई से भी होगा, तो हर थोड़ी देर बाद ना कहीं पे मगरिब कहीं पे इशा होती रहेगी. So whenever there is any prayer time, so please go.
Can we have it, sir, recorded?
Yeah, I will share the recording also. So anywhere, if you have prayer timing, please feel free to go quietly and come back, join in 5-10 minutes. It's no problem. Okay, so anyway, anytime within 12 months, you can give your exam. Exam is 230 minutes, almost 4 hours, and 180 questions. All the questions are multiple choice questions or mapping definitions or fill in the blanks. Objective. There is no subjective exam, and within these 180 questions, maybe 90% of the questions will be multiple choice questions. So this is qualification process and exam format. Any question or confusions on this slide before I go to the next slide, please?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Welcome, assalam.
My name is Irfan Ali. Now I'm discuss about the PMI. I already registered PMI, and it is also approved. Yesterday I applied through this website. It is before yesterday, and after 48 hours, he is approved for this one. So they give us 365 days for the selection the date.
Right.
Okay, so after when we are selection the date, after that we will submit it this 35 credits hours.
No.
Or
If you have received the approval that now you have 365 days, that means you have already passed through that process.
Got it. Okay, so now only we are preparing the exam. So no,
Yeah,
so there is
but I think you have to pay the exam fee.
still we are not paying the exam fee.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to pay the exam fee. After that, you can schedule your exam.
Okay, so $555. They was asking about the $555. So first I will pay the $555. After that, we are starting for the exam preparation, right?
These days there was a discount. Check it again. It is, I think, around $389.
There is one for the one for the membership and one for the without membership. So I check there is $555 there. Okay, please inform me where is the discount so we can.
$284 for the members
Okay.
and $389 for the non-members.
Mhm.
Earlier, it was exactly same that you are mentioning, $555 for the non-members, $405 for the members.
Okay.
And surprisingly, even the people on the chat support, they do not know it. I just, because I was unable to search that information about the second attempt anywhere. So I just sent a message on chat support today on PMI chat support website. I asked them, what is the second attempt fee? They said 375 for the non-members and 275 for the members. I said, but the first attempt is 384 for the non-members and 289 for the members.
But sir,
He
it is
said,
mentioned in the website $555. So what
no,
can I do now?
no. I will just contact me after the session on
Okay, no
WhatsApp. I
problem.
will show
Okay,
you the
no.
screenshot.
Okay, sir.
I
So
said, this is the fee. He said, no, the first attempt fee is exactly the what that you told, 555 and 405. I
yeah,
said, but
talking about
on your
what happened?
website, I said, on your website, it is showing this one. I can show you the screenshot. He said, show me. I sent him the screenshot.
But I am talking about the first time. First time.
First time की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं अभी. First time की
So
बात कर रहा हूँ. I showed him the screenshot and he said, oh, strange. ये PMI का chat support की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं.
okay.
ठीक है? Let me see. I think that screen is open. I will show you. Here it is.
Okay.
This is a
So,
screenshot from PMI website. Right? So
right.
many people, they are not aware about that. And I was surprised that even the person who is having chat support from PMI website, he is not even aware. So that is a recent change, maybe in last few weeks only. So check it again. This is the new fee. So you have to pay that.
So new fees is again, sir, same mention. Okay, I will discuss after class.
Yeah. Just give me a few seconds. There is kids are making some noise. Just let me request them. Give me a few seconds. Right. So any other question from
Excuse me, sir.
anyone else?
Sir,
Yes,
can
please.
you give me access? If you are access, so we can show you It is also mentioned here $555. Same
I think
mention here 550.
we can discuss it later.
Okay,
right?
okay, got it.
Because
Okay.
recently some of my students also paid that.
Okay.
So maybe it is not properly reflected everywhere on the website. Right? And you need to check maybe on so many other websites, same is mentioned 555 and 405. But if it is mentioned on PMI's website, so I showed you, if you are also showing me that one, so maybe you can show me again later on WhatsApp, right?
Okay.
Okay. Any other question, please, from anyone? Okay. So one more point that I was telling you, that after you submit in the first round, there is no document to be attached or uploaded, only data entry. Now, once you submit your application, 10% of the applications are selected randomly for the audit. If your application is not in the audit, so 10% means whoever is submitting, so either you will come under 10% or you will come under 90%. If you come under 90%, you can directly pay the fee and schedule your exam. But that means no document to be uploaded, degree, experience letter, nothing. But if you come in 10%, then you have to first provide these 4 things. Number 1, education certificate, whatever information you have entered, master's or bachelor's, whatever, right? Second is experience letters. Those experience letters which you have mentioned, or experience letters of those years which you have mentioned in your application. So if you have 20 years of experience, you do not need to provide all 20 years experience letters. Only those selected 3 or 5 years that you have mentioned in your application. Signatures from your supervisors on those projects which you have mentioned in the application. And number 4, training certificate copy. These are the 4 things required if you are in that 10%. Otherwise, you can directly book your exam. So after you pass through the audit process, then you can again go to the step of making the payment and booking your exam. Any question about this particular point, please?
What does it mean by signature from your colleague? I mean, an experience letter shows the signature from authorized signatory and the stamp of the company.
That is additional thing, right? That is on the experience letter, on the company letterhead. But these signatures are on the project description pages. If you have entered 1 project, you need 1 signature. If you have entered 12 projects, you need 12 signatures. That yes, in this company, I was working under this person, he was my boss, and in case your application comes in the audit, he will be required to sign it, or his contact information has to be provided. Right? So this is additional. Yes, I agree with you. Experience letter also has the stamp and sign, but in this is another additional thing. You need to have signatures, no stamp, and not on any certain format. That is already your application. You will download your application. They will give you a printable format, and you will get signature from your bosses on those projects. Any other clarification? Okay, it's a computer-based exam. You can select any city you like, but of course you will have to travel if you select any other city or other than your residence. So it's a computer-based exam. You can give, remember, you can give exam from home also, or the test centers also. Preferably, you should select test centers. Test centers are more equipped, more facilities are there, better experience as compared to home. If you choose home, that is possible, but you will have to arrange internet, mic, camera, everything. So there are so many formalities of that, and someone will continuously watch you. So that is also kind of a disturbance for you. So you can select any test center. 180 questions, total time 230 minutes, no negative marking, 180 questions, 5 questions have 0 weightage. Out of 180 questions, 5 questions have 0 weightage. That means regardless of your answer, you select right answer or wrong answer, or you leave it blank, it does not make any difference. These 5 questions have 0 weightage. But the problem is there is no indication that which 25. So you will have to give respect equally to all these questions. Roughly the passing marks 60 to 75%, but no one has clear idea about that. This is just a guess. Any question or confusion on this slide, please? Is it clear to everyone? No question?
So it's multiple choice questions, right?
Yeah, mostly multiple choice questions, but some questions are like drag and drop the answers or map matching definitions also.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the exam screen looks like, the software of the exam. This is screen number 1. This is screen number 2. So once your exam starts, you will have all the questions coming one by one in the format of screen number 1. On the top, you have a button to open the calculator. You have a button to flag the question for review or revisiting it later. You have continuously time coming here. How much is the remaining time? You have the question and the options coming here. And you have next button, previous button, review screen button. So all the questions will come one by one, but only when you click on next or previous button. They will not automatically go to the next screen. That means if you want to spend 3 minutes on a question, that is also fine. If you want to spend 10 seconds on a question, that is also fine. If you do not want to answer any question and immediately it comes in front of you, you feel it's a difficult question, within 1-2 seconds, click on next, go to next question. Later on, come back. So this is how screen number 1 looks like. And if you click on review screen, this review screen is screen number 2. So when you come to the review screen, it shows you all the question numbers only. And in case you have not answered any question, it will be shown as incomplete. In case if some question you have marked for review, it will come as flagged like this. So you can directly click on a question, it will open. So you have options here, review all one by one, or review incomplete only, or review flagged only. So whenever you think it's complete, then you click on end review. When you click on end review, then your exam is finished. So in case you finish the exam before time, then you have the option to click on end review. But in case your exam time is finished, then it will be finished automatically. Any question or confusion, please? Mustafa, I will come to that point, membership. Yes, Gulam, there is no requirement to become a member. Only you just pay the membership fee, that's it. The membership fee is 129 USD. Right, you are welcome. An amount of now, as I told you, as per the new exam fee, the amount of 105 US dollar is waived from the examination fee. So if you pay 129 US dollar, so this is the membership fee. And it is for 1 year, but optional. It's not mandatory to continue every year. So if you become PMP after 1 year, you don't need to continue membership. You can discontinue, and whenever you want in life again, you can take it again. There will have no impact on your certification status. There are few benefits. You get access to PMI library and you can download the standards of publication. It is good for networking also. Like in every city, there are some events happening of PMI. Just 2 weeks ago, there was one good session in Lahore also, full day session. So it gives you a chance to do networking in the industry. So that is very nice opportunity for everyone. In every big city, there are PMI chapters. In Pakistan also, in India also, in Saudi Arabia also. So you can have good new friendships there. You can review PMI conducted salary surveys also to see how much PMP professionals are earning in different countries on average. And the stats shown by PMI that 16% average. This is the difference. People who are PMP or non-PMP. So many people, they ask that, can we get a job after PMP? So don't think in this way. Think in this way that whatever you are, let's say you are a planning engineer, whatever experience you have, let's say you have 5 to 10 years of experience. A person who is a planning engineer and with 5 to 10 years experience and PMP, he will get roughly on average, stats say that on average, he will get 16% more as compared to a person who is a planning engineer, 5 to 10 years experience, but not a PMP. So this is a good difference globally. But yes, additionally, it gives you more chances to get the job, to give better answers in the interviews, to have better participation in the meetings also. So this is about the membership. This is about the exam fee. The time for answering the question, there is no fixed time. As I already told you, it's your choice. But on average, you have around 72 seconds to answer each question, or 75 seconds to answer each question. So you can just do the simple calculation. You have 230 minutes into 60 seconds divided by 180. So that becomes 3 means. So you have 76.6 seconds to answer each question on average. But as I told you, it's your choice how much time you want to spend on each question. So first attempt is 284 if you are a member, and if you are not a member, 389. That is according to the new pricing. And how many times you can take the exam? You are granted 1 year eligibility. So within 12 months, you can give first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. But most of the people who do good at preparation, inshallah, they pass in first attempt. Maybe more than 95% of the people who do good attempts, good preparation, serious efforts, serious attempts, they pass in first attempt, inshallah. Result is given immediately. As soon as you, the moment you submit your exam, within few seconds, you get your result. Within few seconds, it shows on your screen, you are pass or fail. Any question or confusion, please? हैं भी आप लोग या चले गए बस मीटिंग ज्वाइन करके इधर उधर चले गए चाय शाय पीने कोई हूँ हाँ ही कर दिया करें यार
Yes, sir. We are listening.
Okay. Thanks.
Sir,
Yes, please.
it does have like expiry date, right? I mean the certification. Like if
Yeah.
once you earn it, yeah. So it's like every 2 years you have to renew it. You have to take the exam again, or what is the process?
This slide is a detailed answer of your question.
Okay.
So after actually not 2 years, 3 years. So PMP exam, after you pass the exam, this title is with you for 3 years. But the good thing is it is renewable without exam after every 3 years. So just like before the exam, you need to have 35 PDUs in order to apply for the exam. What is 35 PDUs? The training. So you need to attend a training in order to apply for the exam. After that, in next 3 years, if you keep on attending more trainings from anyone, from me, from any other institute, paid, free, your company can give you training internally also. So if you have certificates of 60 PDUs, 60 hours, what can be the possible trainings? Let's say what I am offering. I'm offering 5 trainings. I'm offering PMP. I'm giving RMP. I am giving ACP. I am giving P6. I am giving Microsoft project. Right? So PMP is 35 PDUs, RMP is 30 PDUs, ACP is 23 PDUs, P6 is 20 PDUs, Microsoft project is 20 PDUs. So in any of these trainings, if you enroll in next 3 years and you complete those, or from not required that you must attend from me, you can attend from anyone else also. If you collect 60 PDUs, your certification of PMP will be renewed for another 3 years. Or one very good way to earn PDUs is that many of the people after doing PMP, they ask that what certification we should target next. So many people, they decide to go for RMP. For RMP exam, just like for PMP exam, you need 35 PDUs. For RMP exam, you need 30 PDUs of risk management training. So if you attend that RMP training, it can be double counted. Double counted means one for the application of RMP exam and second in the PMP renewal also. So same 30 PDUs you can use as an input to RMP exam and as a input to continuity of your PMP certification also. So there is no restriction that what should be the distribution across 3 years. You can collect all 60 PDUs in first year, in second year, third year, or you can have all distributed in 3 years. So let's say in 3 years, you could not collect 60 PDUs. You have only 40 PDUs, 59 PDUs, 0 PDUs, whatever. At the end of 3rd year, your certification will be suspended. Then they will give you 1 year as a grace period. After that grace period, 4th year, in the 4th year, if you collect the missing PDUs, your certification will be renewed, will be reverted back to normal state, right? In case there is still 4th year is also passed, you do not have 60 PDUs. At the end of 4th year, then your certification will be cancelled. After the certification is cancelled, now you can get it back only whenever you need it in life again. You need only, you need to give the exam again. Right? There is no age factor unless until you are planning to retire, right? So if you are retiring soon, no problem. But if you are still having a plan to do job for next 5-10 years, then it is always recommended to go for the certification. Any question or confusion so far, please?
जी मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था
जी प्लीज.
जी ये आपने ये बताया कि इससे मैं थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हूँ इसमें कि 3 इयर्स का साइकिल 3 इयर्स के लिए मैं जो समझा उन्होंने बात की ये 3 इयर्स के लिए वैलिड है पीएमपी सर्टिफिकेशन ऐसे ही है
जी जी.
और उसके बाद ये इनवैलिड हो जाती है या रिन्यू करानी लाजमी है या इसमें क्या इसका है
नहीं
और
लाजमी
अगर
तो
मैं रिन्यू
नहीं है,
नहीं
आप
करवाता
ना करवाएं. देखें आपने पहली दफा क्यों की, आपको जरूरत फील हुई.
जी ठीक है
उसके बाद रिन्यू कराना क्यों है, आपको जरूरत फील होगी कि इसका फायदा है.
सही
ठीक है,
सही है
तो ना कराएं तो कोई मसला नहीं है.
तो जो रिन्यू करवानी है उसमें उसमें उसकी फीस है या वो
हाँ वो
या कोई
मामूली सी
और
फीस होती है. वो जब तक आप 3 साल हो गए पीएमपी किए हुए, तो
सही
इतने तो पैसे आ जाते हैं कि वो छोटी सी
नहीं
फीस
वो
कोई
तो
मसला नहीं
नहीं
होती है.
नहीं फीस की बात नहीं चले वो पूछने
Fee,
की तो समझने की
it is for non-members $150 renewal
हाँ
fee.
ठीक है
For
सही है
non-members $150, for members $60.
ठीक हो गया और ये इसके लिए आपको मजीद पीडीयूज कलेक्ट करने
60
पड़ते हैं
60 PDUs, 60 PDUs.
तब रिन्यू होगी अदरवाइज रिन्यू नहीं होगी
नहीं अदरवाइज नहीं होगी. आप
अच्छा
60
ठीक है
घंटों की ट्रेनिंग की डिटेल्स डालेंगे तो फिर रिन्यू होगी.
ठीक हो गया चले ठीक है जी
ठीक है,
थैंक यू
लाइक मैंने किया था अपनी जवानी में 2005 में. ठीक है, पीएमपी
जी
किया था. तो 2005 से लेकर अब तक मैं वो रिन्यू कर रहा हूँ हर 3 साल बाद.
तो आपको हर दफा 60 पीडीयूज कलेक्ट
हर
करने पड़ते हैं
हर 3 साल, every 3 years you need 60 PDUs.
और ये आप वही कोर्स दोबारा रिपीट करते हैं
नहीं
या
मेरे में तो ये है ना कि मैं तो देता हूँ. इफ यू आर गिविंग द ट्रेनिंग, दैट इज ऑल्सो पीडीयू फॉर यू.
बट हु इज
It's
गोइंग टू
not
सर्टिफाई दिस
necessary. It is not necessary
हाँ
that you attend the training,
ओके
right? As I am a trainer, so I'm giving the training. So like these 3 hours, that like, we are having a session today. These are 3 PDUs for you also, 3 PDUs for me also,
हाँ
right?
ओके
But मेरी तो जॉब ऐसी है ना कि मैं देता हूँ ट्रेनिंग, फॉर्मली देता हूँ.
नहीं तो
ठीक
इसको
है,
सर्टिफाई कौन करता है इस बात को क्योंकि आप उन्हें मतलब एक एक्सपीरियंस लेटर देते हैं या कोई सर्टिफिकेट होगा ना
देखिए
कि
इसमें भी उसी तरह ऑडिट होता है, किसी से मांग लेते हैं, किसी से नहीं मांगते.
अच्छा ठीक है
ठीक
सही
है,
है
it's just like you are going on the airport and some staff member will say वो काका इथे आ, इधर आ,
सही है
सूटकेस चेक करा.
सही है
ठीक है, सारे
सही
उनसे
है
तो नहीं कहते वो,
जी ठीक है
लेकिन उन्होंने धड़का रखा होता है यार, चेक कर लिया तो फिर की बनेगा.
ठीक है
ठीक
ठीक है तो
है,
ये आप ये सर्टिफिकेट भेजेंगे हमें इसका 3 आवर्स का
नहीं इसका नहीं भेजूंगा, जो पेड होगी उसकी भेजो. ठीक है, चुपड़ी और दो
नहीं
दो
तो
तो ना
आप
करे.
नहीं 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 आप ये कह रहे हैं ना कि 3 आवर्स में काउंट करवा सकता हूँ किसी जगह पे
एग्जाम्पल दिया है, काउंट करा सकते हैं
अच्छा
आप.
ठीक है
ठीक है,
सही है ठीक हो गया
जी जी,
जी ठीक है थैंक यू
you're welcome. Okay, any other question from anyone? Okay, the sample questions. Some sample questions I will show you how the exam questions may look like. Right. So sometimes in the exam they ask questions in indirect way. Indirect way means they say, okay, out of these 4 options, 3 options are true, 1 option is false. Which one is the false option? So such sample question, which of the following is not true of obtaining about obtaining project plan approval? So can you please read these 4 options and try to give the right answer here? Yes, anyone? One person said on
C.
chat, C.
Yeah, Burhan.
Burhan. Okay, can anyone or Burhan, can you tell me what is the meaning of A? Option A.
Until you obtain plan approval, you don't need to put change to change control. Yeah, whatever the lead is the project manager, he will get to the team.
I understood it differently here. Sorry
Yeah,
to
please.
interrupt. Like, so until you obtain plan approval, like from the customer or from the end user,
But the
or from the
communication,
project manager.
yeah, project manager will face the client and he will get the team.
Correct. So here in A, I understand that the project manager, like this sentence, like towards like the project manager, until the project manager obtain approval, then so he cannot do anything until he get the change. Is that's my understanding right now? I don't know if
Right.
that's
So
correct
this
or
is
not.
very important thing for everyone to realize that the wording, understanding the wording in the exam is very important. Okay, anyone else? Can anyone else try to explain me the meaning of option A? Saeed, Fareen, anyone? Usman, Dr. Usman. आप कौन से डॉक्टर हैं?
जी मैं PhD हूँ.
PhD किस सब्जेक्ट में?
Applied physics में.
अरे जबरदस्त, माशाल्लाह. जी, can anyone try to explain me the meaning of option A? Until you obtain plan approval. That means before that point, you do not need to put changes through change control. That means you are allowed to change without raising a change request. Means you can change it without approval. What is the reason? Because it is a draft plan. Before approval, you can make changes into it. After approval, you cannot make changes into it unless and until you raise a change request. Is this point clear to all of you? Or is it making sense now?
Honestly, not really to me.
Okay, tell me what is your confusion. I will try to address.
No, I mean, if you can paraphrase it like
I will
again.
explain it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The point here it is highlighting is plan approval point. So let's say we are having a plan approval in December. That means we, let's say, for example, we spent November October, September, 3 months in making the plan. Is this point clear, Ibrahim and everyone
Yeah.
else? Clear. When we take approval in December, this plan is called as, can you guess the term used for the approved plan? Very famous term. Approved plan is also called as
project execution plan.
Change request.
no.
Project scope.
Approved plan is called as
Approve as is.
Revision.
No, actually, this is a scope of work. Project scope of work.
baseline plan. Baseline plan is the agreed upon version of the plan. Approved plan. Approved by whom? By the important stakeholders, including the client, sponsor, and users, whoever we decide that they will need to approve. So now, before baselining and after baselining, if we make any change, how we'll make it? So let's say, Ibrahim, if we are making a change in October, do we need to ask so many people?
No need.
No need.
No, because
this is the meaning of option A. But if we are making any change in January in the plan, now can we just go and casually change it without telling anyone?
No, because you already have approved the plan.
Approved plan.
Like in December. So
now
you can
we need to raise a formal change request.
Correct.
Now, is it clear to everyone? This option A, this is the meaning of option A, that before the approval, you can directly make any change without raising a change request, but after the approval, you need to pass through a formal change control procedure. Ibrahim, is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Everyone
but it's
else?
like playing like it's like playing mind, like tricky.
Right. So that's why it is important to understand the terminology. Okay. Change control, make sure that only approved changes can make it into the approved plan. So that is just like the extension of the same concept we discussed in A. So A is true. Question is asking about false option. B is also true. So A cannot be an answer. B cannot be an answer. C, only one person needs to approve the project management plan, and that is the project manager. True or false?
False.
What about D? It is important for the entire team to buy into. What is meant by buy into?
Like agree or
agreement.
Yeah.
Involvement, participation, consensus. So if you impose a plan on the team versus team has a participation in making the plan and they feel this is our plan, where the chances are higher that the project will be successful? Of course, where they have buy-in to. So that is true. So D cannot be answered. C is the right answer. So this is one way to look at the questions. They play with the words. One more question. In fact, few more questions. Very important concept. We have to construct a wall in 10 days. 1,000 Riyal is the budget. At the end of 4th day, we have completed 20% and we have spent 300 Riyals, assuming linear planning. Linear planning means equally distributed across the time scale. What can we report about the project at this state?
Behind the schedule or spending?
Answer D.
Anyone to disagree? Or all
It's
of you agree?
answer B, sir.
B.
B, sir. B.
Ahead of schedule, spending, saving money actually.
Yeah, answer is B. Behind schedule, saving money.
Fareen, do you have any answer? What do you think? What is the right answer? Okay, at least no one is saying A or C. That means all of you have this agreement that it is not ahead of schedule. Right? What is the reason? Very easy. Because 4 days passed already. So time-wise, total duration is 10 days. So out of 10 days, how much time has passed already? 40% time. In 40% time, how much we have completed? Physical completion is 20%.
Behind schedule.
Spending is 30%. So if we compare, in 40% time, we have completed 20%. So it is very easy to say it is behind schedule. But now if we compare 30% budget spent in 40% time, this is one way to look at this. Or 30% budget spent on 20% completion. This looks like a good situation. This looks like a bad situation. So remember, which one is a better option or more logical answer? We should always compare the spending against accomplishment. So the right answer is behind schedule and overspending. Is this point clear to everyone?
It's clear, but I'm putting myself in like in the real exam, and would I calculate or collect all this data in my head and do what you have done now? And so I'm just imagining, would it be possible? Especially for first attempt,
Yeah,
first attempt exam.
very easily possible. Because right now, if this concept is first time you are listening to this concept, it may look difficult. But after I explained it in the class with 2-3 more examples, you will read it yourself later on, and you will do some 30-40 questions on this topic later on. You will become master on that. So then it will becomes easy, inshallah, to be able to answer these questions in few seconds.
Overly, like considering the timing, how long should we spend per question? I mean, 2 minutes, 1 minute?
No. On average, as I told you, you have 76 seconds. 76 seconds on average you have, right?
So it's 1 minute.
Some questions you may be able to answer in, let's say, 45 seconds. Some means many questions you should be able to answer in 45 seconds, less than 45. That will give you some margin to be able to spend 2 minutes on some long questions, right? So 1 to 2 minutes, that is fine.
So if I see myself, I spent more than 2 minutes in a question, I should go to the next and flag it for later reviewing,
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
example.
And you do not need to spend so much time on this analysis. Just by looking at the statements, keywords within 3, 4, 5 seconds, you will get a feeling it's a long question or I can attempt it in short time. So within 2, 3 seconds, click on next or decide to attempt, right? One more question. You are a project manager for a railroad construction project. Your sponsor has asked you for a forecast for the cost of project completion. The project has a total budget of 80,000. Now, very important term. And after doing 1, 2 more questions, let's say in 10 minutes, we will take a 10 minutes break so that in case you want to go for tea or prayer, you can go. Okay, so forecast. Can you tell me what is the meaning of forecast? Very easy question.
To estimate the cost, like the potential cost upcoming within 6 months or to complete the project.
What is the difference between plan and forecast? Yes, please. Anyone?
सर जो प्लान कास्ट है वो प्रोजेक्ट के स्टार्ट में होती है, जबकि जो फॉरकास्ट है वो आप किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को एग्जीक्यूट करने के दौरान किसी भी वक्त फॉरकास्ट करते हैं कि हम किधर हैं इस वक्त।
बिल्कुल सही है। Anyone else?
Plan means duration. Forecast means the actual means from the start.
Okay, let me address this point also. Plan means duration. That is not actually true. Reason behind that is when we say plan, plan can be for time, plan could be for the cost, plan could be for quality also, plan could be for risk also. So there are so many things which can be planned. So here, to be specific, we are talking about cost related plan and cost related forecast. Similarly, we can have a time related plan and time related forecast also. Okay, now can anyone tell me what is the difference?
I mean, forecast is assumption and plan is actual.
Can anyone tell me in this example how much is the plan and how much is the forecast, cost related?
Actually, the forecast is nothing but predict or estimated, estimated cost for the project.
From this example, can you predict?
So plan is 1,000 real and forecast is more than 1,000 real.
How much?
You can approximately say 1,800 real, 300 real per 20%. So you can calculate 20.
1,500.
1,500 real. As you can see, for 20% we spent 300 reals. For the 100%,
Right.
it will be
20%
1,500.
we completed in 300 real,
1500
multiplied
is
by
fine.
5, 100%. It looks like there is not a claim, but from the performance so far, from the problems we have encountered so far. So the first person who said plan is before we start execution and forecast is during execution, and I said yes, you are right. So how
over here we have
that is right?
1000 is the
Yeah.
forecast.
So 1000 was the plan before starting execution, but when we started execution, we realized that there are some problems. Maybe in the planning, maybe in the market, maybe in the productivity, maybe someone is doing corruption, we don't know. But whatever are the reasons behind, it looks like if there is no improvement, this project will cost us 1500 instead of 1000. Is this point clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, clear.
So the sponsor is asking how much is the forecast, and the project has a total budget of 80,000 and a CPI. Very important terminology. You can say the most important KPI. Can you tell me what is KPI?
Key performance indicators.
Key performance indicator. So one of the most important KPI of project management is CPI. CPI means, full form of CPI is cost performance index. By
So,
looking at the CPI, you can tell how the project is going on. Yes, sir, Ibrahim, please.
so CBI is the actual cost, right?
It is a ratio at which you are incurring the actual cost. So it's a rate, not an absolute value, right? But it
And
is.
is it captured like monthly, like the progress of the cost?
No.
As we go ahead, or
in this way, you are right that yes, every month we are having a status meeting. So we do that every month, but it is not reflecting only for this month only. It always shows you from the beginning up till this date.
Accumulation of the
Accumulation.
progress of
Exactly.
the progress cost. Yeah.
Now, depending upon the frequency of your status meetings, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you are. So every time you are doing it. Okay. So CPI, cost performance index, it shows you, or in other words, easy words, it is basically your spending efficiency. How efficiently you are spending your budget. So if we say 0.95, so 0.95 means 95%. What is the ideal? What is the desired behavior? 100%.
100%.
If you are more than 100%, what does that mean?
Overrun.
If your CPI is greater than 100%, what does that mean? Good or bad?
Bad. Overspending, bad.
Bad.
Sometimes, do you see such situations where you tell your boss is worried about your team and you say, sir, don't worry. We will give our 100%. Have you seen such situations? Very easy. So we will give our 100%.
100% efforts.
100% efforts. And sometimes you say, in order to make him more happy or fool maybe, so don't worry, we will give our 200%. So what you are claiming, that we will give good performance or bad performance by saying 200%. So good performance, of course. That's whatever our capacity, we will try to go beyond that. So more than 100% is a good performance. Less than 100% is a bad performance. So when we say 0.95 CPI, that means slightly over spending. That means wastage of 5% budget.
Yes, sir.
Easy example. Let's say this pen or this stylus. Let's say during the plan, we keep a price budget of $95 for this. In the plan, we keep $95. During the execution, we go in the market and we buy it in $100. So anything you budgeted for 95 and you actually purchase it in $100, your CPI will be considered as 0.95. So this is how it is showing you the efficiency at which you are spending your budget. Is this point or example clear to all of you?
Done. Clear.
Clear.
The project has spent $25,000 of its budget so far. How much more money do you plan to spend on this project? How much it looks like it will cost more?
59,000.
Very easy.
59,000.
59,210.
Yeah.
Option A.
You're right. Sometimes in the exam also this technique, maybe question is not very important, but technique is very important. Sometimes you can use elimination technique. Elimination technique means there are 4 options and you figure out somehow this cannot be an answer, this cannot be an answer, this cannot be an answer. Whatever is left, even if it looks like a weak answer or you do not know any reason behind that, you can blindly select that. So this is called as elimination technique. So in the exam, some of the questions you may find only possible to answer using elimination technique. How we eliminated? Total budget was 80,000. We have already spent 25,000, not at a very bad rate. So how much more is required shall be less than 80,000. So this is out, this is out, this is out. This is how we can apply. Although there is a formula for that also. Last question, then we'll take a 10 minutes break. Sometimes in the exam, they can show you, although remember recently the feedback from the people who gave the exam, there is no calculation coming in the exam. So maybe for the exam, this question is not very important, but practically it's an extremely important concept. The concept is if we have 9 activities, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, their durations are given. 5 days, 6 days, 4 days, 3 days. Their predecessors are given. Predecessor means prerequisite. A has no predecessor, means it can be started anytime we like. B can be started anytime. C can be done only when A is finished. D can be done when A is finished. E can be done when A is finished. G can be done when D and F both are finished. If this is the situation, can you please tell me, what do you think? How much is the duration of this project?
I think only for the adding all numbers. What number of a day?
Tell me the answer.
$51.
I think you just sum up the duration days, right? I mean, I'm not here to. This is not. I mean, to my mind, I don't care about whether this activity depends on, has like a link to another activity or not. But at the end of the day, I have a duration here, like 5 days for F, 6 for P, and so on. So I would sum up all, right?
I will explain it. If anyone else wants to try the answer, attempt.
26 days.
Right. This is right answer. How you calculated that?
Yeah, this like the rescission is only coming from C, means 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 14. Then last two. Means simultaneously they can
Right.
start. There is no rescission for A and B, and the H also included.
So actually, this is how we solve it. We make a network diagram. We find out the paths. Here we can take a 10 minutes break. After that, I will resume. It's Azan happening here. So after 10 minutes, inshallah, I will complete the explanation of this question.
Can you make it 15 minutes? Abu
Okay,
Bakr?
15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we will resume, inshallah.
नेट से चल रहा है यार
Okay, let's start now. Any question before I resume? किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हो ज़हन में तो पूछ सकता है. Okay, before break, I was showing you this question, that how to answer this question. So for that, we will discuss in detail later on, inshallah. But quickly, that by looking at the table here, these relationships, we make a network diagram like this. And we arrange all the activities. And then we find out all the paths between start and end node. Start, A, C, H, and I. So that is one path, A, C, H, I, between start and end. A, D, G, and I. A, D, G, and I, second path. A, E, F, G, and I, third path, and B, H, and I, fourth path. Then we add up the durations of each activity. That gives us the total path of the duration of the path, and the longest path is called as critical path. And the duration of the critical path is your project minimum duration. This is how we do that calculation. Is there any question or confusion from anyone? Some cartoons. This is how, when a deadline comes too close, this is how a project is completed. So it happens, very common. Whenever we start a project, we start with perfection, commitment level, dedication, seriousness, right? But as we move forward, we start losing the interest, or we try to finish the project, and gradually we become casual in the end. We just, okay, just complete the scope only. She's asking, why do you have 40% of an umbrella? Right? He answers, chance of rain is only 40%. Now, this is very important concept, other than the cartoon itself. Very important concept to understand this. If you understand this correctly, you will understand risk management correctly, inshallah. Can anyone tell me what is meaning of 40% chances of rain? Explain it. Explain me the concept behind 40% chance of rain. Can anyone try it?
Is it probability of the system?
It is probability. Tell me the concept behind. What is the concept of probability, 40% probability?
So it's less than 50 even. So it's like 60% is not going to rain, right?
Right.
So making my resources ready for 40% that is going to happen should be logical to that potential percentage, right? I mean, I should not work all my resources just for only 40% chance of raining.
Yeah, that is fine. But you are telling the mitigation plan. My question is, when we say 40% chances of rain, what is meant by that? Or let's say
less chance. Like
less chance is also fine, but not the answer of what I was asking. Football World Cup is starting very soon, right, in Qatar. Saudi Arabia is also in the World Cup. Is it true? Right?
Yeah, true.
And in their pool, any other strong team in their pool, in their group?
Argentine.
Argentina is in Saudi's group?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means there is a match between coming in this month or maybe next month, Saudi Arabia versus Argentina. What are the chances Argentina will win?
70%.
70%. Okay. Now what if we try to put this in an example or concept behind this example? 70% chances mean if
More.
there are 10 matches between Saudi Arabia and Argentina, possibility 3 matches Saudi can win. 7 matches Argentina will win. That means Argentina is a stronger team, right? Or if I say there is a match between Pakistan and Brazil, football match, not a cricket match, right? If there is a match between Pakistan and Brazil, football match, now what do you think? What are the chances that
100%.
90%.
Brazil 100%.
100% Brazil.
90%.
maybe fair will be 99%? Right? There are always a chance of an upset. Very rarely it happens, but yes, they do happen. Sometimes unexpectedly, a very weak team, because of some extraordinary performances or extraordinary mistakes from the team of a stronger side, can result in an unexpected outcome. So if we say 99%, 1%, now what is the meaning of that? That if there are 100 matches between Brazil and Pakistan, 99 times we can say easily Brazil will win. One time something extraordinary can happen and Pakistan can win. So this is the meaning of probability. Now, if we say chances of rain is 40%, that means if we have similar weather, similar climate, similar cloudy sky, 10 times, 100 times, 40 times it will rain, 60 times it will not rain. So this is the meaning of 40% chances. So now if we look at this example, of course it looks funny in the context of a single event, but if we apply it as at a large level, 100 possible events when there can be a rain, 40 times it will rain. So rain here is equivalent to risk, and umbrella is equivalent to risk reserves, mitigation plan. So if there are 100 possible risks here in this project, we shall not keep 100 umbrellas. We shall keep 40 umbrellas. This is the concept behind this cartoon. And if you understand this, that means you have understood the base root concept of risk management. Any question or confusion, please? Clients, people who are handling the clients, they know the pain behind this. Who are we? Clients. What do we want? We don't know. When do we want it? Now, this is true for all the clients. They behave in this way. Some person already jumped from a plane, And now there's an announcement, okay, there is a small change, red bag, which is having right now, has the sandwiches, and green bag is actually your parachute. So too late to communicate or inform. Now I will quickly go to some concepts related, and then we will finish inshallah on time. Project management. What is the definition of project management? It's application of skills and methodologies that allow to deliver a project on time. Time means schedule, within budget, the cost, and to the specification scope. So if we are able to do these three things, that means it's a good project management or successful project management. This is the purpose of doing project management. Projects are always temporary. They have some start, they have some end, they have some objectives to meet. They are progressively elaborated step by step. More information becomes available. When more information becomes available, we shall consume that information and use that in refining our plans. Why we do the projects? There are two perspectives, customer side and contractor side perspective. Customer side perspective and contractor side perspective. Who invests in the project? Customer. Who earns from the project? Contractor. So why contractors are working on the projects? To gain profit, to gain revenue. This is their intent. Why customer is doing the project? He is doing investment for the future. So during the life of the project, who is investing? Customer is investing. Who is earning? Contractor is earning. Once the project is finished, the contractor disappears. And what happens? Whatever we produced out of the project, that becomes, can you fill in the blank? That product becomes operational. We made a shopping mall. After the project is finished, it becomes operational. We make an airport, it becomes operational. So from the operations of the product, the customer gets the benefits. This is where they earn back. This is where they get the return on the investment. So why the customers, they spend on the projects? To grab some opportunity, there is a market demand, more production or capacity building, more operations. For example, in Makkah and Medina Haram expansion projects, what are those? Capacity building. Same operations, Hajj and Umrah operations. But because of the need, they always find shortage of the facilities. So they keep on expanding, continuous process. So this capacity building example. Technology change, 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G, cell phone to smartphone. So whenever technology changes, the products in the market need updates. If you remember, one of my biggest clients, one of my favorite companies, Nokia. Nokia, if you remember, in 2005 or around those years, they were number one in the cell phone industry. And Huawei was nowhere in that picture even. Huawei, Oppo, Redmi, many other companies. Samsung even, they were not at a very top position. But when the smartphone came, Nokia is nowhere. So it happens when the technology changes, companies need to upgrade their products. If they upgrade their products, they can survive. If they do not upgrade their products, they will keep on disappearing from the market. Regulatory requirement. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of regulation? Or let me make it easy for you. What is the difference between standard and regulation?
Regulations are made by the regulatory authorities. For example, in UAE, like you have other clients, other regulatory authorities. For example, civil defense. These are the regulatory authorities.
Right.
And they follow certain standards, like you have NFPA, and you have other standards.
Right. Standards are best practices around you. If you follow these, fine. If you do not follow, that is also fine. But regulations, you like it or you do not like it, you have to follow. Right. So for example, one very easy example. If you just want to try it. Let's say these are two bottles. Can I exchange the caps of these two bottles? Yes or no? Very easy question.
No.
You can, if it is of same standard, same size.
They are of same size, same company.
You can.
You can. If they are of same size but different companies, can you do it? Yes, still you can try it.
Yeah, because made on the same
Some
standard.
caps are manufactured in standard.
Mostly, maybe 90% of the bottles, even from different companies, even of different sizes, 300 milliliter, 600, 500, even 1 liter, 1.5 liter, you can try it. 90% of the combinations you will be able to successfully exchange. That is an example of a standard. Most of the mobile phones, smartphones these days, they are using same charging pin. Right? That is an example of a standard. But regulation, example could be if you see any high-rise building, any tall building, do you see a red color blinking light on that? Have you observed?
Yes.
Yes,
What is
yes,
the purpose
always.
of that?
Maybe for the airplanes or helicopters
Right.
to receive.
For the air traffic, to be able to detect it automatically, blinking light, red color. So that is the regulation. It is not just to decorate that building. If you are not following that, you will be in trouble. So standards are optional, best practices. You can follow, you cannot follow, it's your choice. But regulations, in any case, you have to follow. Project management is distributed in 10 parts. Right? 10 chapters, you can say. These are the 10 chapters in the book. If you cover these 10 chapters, your PMP is covered. Scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, stakeholder management, integration management. These are the 10 chapters in the book. If you cover these 10 chapters, your PMP is complete. And there is one more topic which you can count explicitly in these 10 chapters also, or you can say explicitly as a separate topic also. That topic is agile. Agile related questions, it's so important that 50% of the questions are coming on agile or hybrid methodologies. Right? So you can say this 11th topic is covered already in these 10 chapters. So scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder, integration management. In the full course, I may spend 2-3 hours on each topic, but right now I will just spend 2-3 minutes on each topic just to make your foundation clear about each topic. When we say scope, sometimes we use term requirement. Sometimes we use term scope. Can you tell me, are they same or different? Anyone?
It is not same.
Not same. What is the difference?
Scope like should be performed, and requirement during of scope of work we requirement this process. Requirement like same same bed place, like same requirement during of the scope.
As per my understanding, like scope is what I have to do, and requirements it's what I need to do my scope.
Okay, anyone else?
Requirement is basically from client side, whereas scope is from contractor side. What contractor is bound to do is called scope, whereas client will say these are our requirements.
If we say problem and solution, so which word is better to represent these two?
Scope. Scope.
Scope is problem or scope is solution?
Scope is
Solution.
solution.
Requirement is problem or requirement is solution?
Solution.
Requirement is a problem. Scope is the solution.
Requirement is problem.
Requirement itself is a scope.
Requirement is problem. Do not mix this word requirement with resource requirement. That how much manpower, machine, material I need. No, forget about that for some time. Requirement means what do you need? What is your expectations? What are your problems? What are your pain areas? So when you identify the objectives, the needs, the expectations, the problems, the pain areas, that is called as requirement analysis. After we analyze the requirements, we propose, in order to address these requirements, we can deliver this scope, which will address these requirements. So scope is the solution. Is this point clear to all of you? Now, who gives the scope? Customer or contractor?
Customer.
And who gives the requirements? Customer or contractor?
Contractor.
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 Customer.
Customer.
Customer. Now, both things are possible. First, let's discuss requirements only. Who gives the requirements? Requirement means problems, the purpose of the project. Of course, the contractor cannot go to the customer and tell that you are facing this problem. That need has to come from the inside of the company, that we are facing these problems. In order to solve these problems, we need to deliver something. So requirements come from the customer. Now, scope sometimes come from the customer, sometimes the scope comes from the contractor. Both are possible. Very easy example to understand. Let's say you go to some pharmacy, Sadlia, and you go to that salesperson and you say, I am having headache and fever. I am feeling tired. Give me something. So what you are giving to him, what you are explaining to him, requirement or scope?
Requirements.
Requirements. So you are requesting by explaining your purpose, your problem, and he says, sir, take Panadol extra or active fast and sleep for some time, and inshallah you will be fine. He is suggesting you requirement or scope?
Scope.
Scope. You accept it. You say, okay, give me. He delivers to you. You pay against that. You come back home. So in this example, the customer gave the requirements, the contractor gives the scope, both agreed and it was done. Sometimes it happens that you go to Sadlia pharmacy and you tell that person, give me Panadol. Now, what you are telling him, requirement or scope?
Scope.
You are telling him scope. Then where are the requirements? That means before talking to the customer, you have already thought about your requirements yourself. You know your requirements. You know the solution of your requirements. Could be wrong, but you have made your decision. I need this thing. That means internally you have done the requirement analysis and you told that person, give me Panadol. So both things are possible practically also. Customer can tell the requirements to the contractor and contractor can propose the scope, or customer has enough knowledge after doing the similar nature projects multiple times. They know what is the scope. Then they deliver, they explain the scope directly to the contractor and they deliver it. Is this point clear to all of you? So these are the 10 knowledge. These are also called as 10 knowledge areas. The same 10 chapters, they're also called as 10 knowledge areas in project management. So I will not explain all the terms, just selected terms I will cover today. So difference between requirement and scope I have already covered. So you collect the requirements, then you define the scope. Either you or the contractor will explain it and you will agree it. And then you create WBS. What is meant by WBS? Any idea?
Work breakdown structure.
Work breakdown structure. What is the purpose of that?
Just to elaborate step-by-step process.
Or they execute the project or timeline.
Discipline-wise breakdown.
So these are the
Sequence of work.
work breakdown structures are the deliverables which you have to deliver to the client during the scope of the project.
Yes. Timeline is not the right term here. Sequence is not the right term. Deliverables, yes, it is the right term. Or decomposition is the right term. So decomposition of the scope. Yes, please.
So Abu Bakr, it can be planned too, Abu Bakr, or I mean, WPCS can be planned, right? The plan for the project.
Yeah, it is part of the plan.
Yeah, yeah.
So decomposition of the scope of the project into smaller manageable pieces. Yes, someone mentioned discipline wise. Yes, this is discipline wise also. Civil works, mechanical works, electrical works.
Also, it is a execution plan, project execution plan. It covers everything, including codes and standards.
No, it is not going to cover everything. WBS. But yes, overall plan needs to cover everything. But here we are just referring to the outputs. How you will produce those outputs, that may come under execution plan, but that does not come under scope management. Right? It's not a milestone also. It's not a milestone also. Easy example. We say PMP or project management. We say project management is a very big field. It's a huge subject. Okay. How we can simplify it? By dividing it in 10 parts. Which 10 parts? Scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement. So this is an example of WBS. And what is the benefit? It simplifies. How it simplifies? Then you focus on each part one by one. This is level 1 decomposition. We say, okay, scope management itself, it's a big subject. We do further decomposition into 6 parts. We say, okay, plan scope management, collect requirements, define scope, create WBS, validate scope, control scope. So this structure of project management into knowledge areas, how many knowledge areas? 10, scope, schedule, cost, quality, etc. And then each knowledge area into further processes. So, for example, scope is decomposed into 6 processes. So this is level 1 decomposition, this is level 2 decomposition. So what is the benefit? It becomes more and more simpler. We can focus on each piece separately. So that's why we can use a term here, deliverables, but not timeline, not sequence. So just 3 terms I mentioned: requirement, scope, and WBS. And one thing more here, scope management focuses on what? I'm not asking you what, I'm telling you. Its focus is on what is going to be produced as a result of this project. Schedule management focuses on how it will be produced. So very easy. What is to be produced is discussed, decided under scope management. How it will be produced, it is discussed, decided under schedule management. So when we say how, we define activities, we sequence activities. Sequence activities means finish to start, start to start, start to finish, finish to finish. We estimate activity duration, we find the schedule, total duration by applying critical path method, network diagram method, all these things. Any question or confusion on this, please? One question from my side here. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between tasks and activities?
Tasks are what are designed for initially, like work packages or something in the project plan, and the activities are so there are subtasks that can be done within the tasks.
Anyone else? Has anyone used Microsoft project?
Yes, I used.
Okay. Has anyone used Primavera P6?
Yes.
Who used Primavera P6? Your name, please?
I use the Sheffield.
Shafi.
Yeah.
Okay. And Burhan, you have used Microsoft project?
No, sir.
Who mentioned Microsoft project?
I'm using Microsoft project.
Your
Irfan.
name, please?
Irfan.
Irfan. Okay, Irfan used Microsoft project and Shafi used Primavera P6. Irfan, have you seen activities in Microsoft project?
No. I see only for task.
Only tasks. And Primavera P6, Shafi, have you used tasks? Have you seen task in Primavera P6?
Yeah, I have seen task as well as the project deliverables and completion dates, starting and completion dates.
Have you seen word tasks in Primavera P6?
No, I did not see.
No. So this is enough to give you an idea or answer itself. What is the difference between task and activities? So can you guess now what is the difference? One person says, I have not seen tasks. Another person says, I have not seen activities. So can you conclude here?
Task is something which you have to achieve, and through what steps, that those are the activities.
I think both are same.
These are similar things in the older Microsoft Office or Microsoft
Both are same.
projects. Their tasks are used, whereas in Primavera activities are.
Right. So in Microsoft project, if you see the structure, it is tasks and subtasks. So task and subtasks are exactly like WBS and activities. So in Microsoft project, you use term tasks and subtasks. In Primavera, you use term activities and WBS. There is no difference, right? So this is what we do in schedule management. Then cost management. Cost management means we have already defined the activities. Each activity needs resources. Resources are of 3 types. Which 3 types? Can anyone tell me?
Labor, materials.
Machinery.
Goods, manpower.
Manpower, machine, material, right? So 3 types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. And in Primavera, they are called as labor, non-labor, and material. So each type of resource has a different rate per hour, per day, per kg, per ton, per gallon, per cubic meter, per square meter. So like this, we have rates. So what we do the multiplication on the activities level, then we add that in on the WBS level, ultimately to the project level. For example, very easy example, let's say we need a planning engineer on an activity. Activity has a 5 days duration. So every day you will work for 8 hours, so total 40 hours. And planning engineer, for example, has a rate of $10 per hour. So that means $400 is the cost of this activity. So just like that, we do the calculation, and on the WBS level, we keep on rolling up. Ultimately, to the project level, we find out, okay, this project will cost us $1.91 million or whatever. So this is how we do the costing here. Then quality management. Quality, I assume that everyone knows what is quality, although we will have a discussion later on, inshallah, in the full course. Right now, I just want to make sure you understand the difference between QA and QC. Everyone knows what is the full form of QA, quality assurance. QC is quality control. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two?
Sir, quality insurance required for the insurance. Assurance required
Explain.
for the insurance. Like for example, we purchase one material and they give guarantee for 3 years.
Assurance is not insurance.
It is different. Okay.
Different, yeah. Think something different.
Sir, quality assurance is to prepare performance that we will apply in the field. Then quality control is actually we apply the performance, we make tests. That is quality control in the field.
As per my knowledge, quality assurance is for the procedures which you use to make a product. So for that procedures, you need quality assurance. And for quality control is for the product. What are the quality points through which this product should have to go to be standardized as a finished product?
Yes, your
quality
answer is right. Yes, please continue.
Yeah, quality control is actually the reproducibility of your product. And assurance is for obviously for the paperwork or something.
Okay, can you tell me what happens before other? QA happens before QC or QC happens before QA?
QA
before
QC actually happens before.
QC, yeah, QC first.
QA, I think, should
First
come
QA,
first
first
because
QA first,
it
then
defines
QC.
the procedures.
QC because quality control, you have to define the requirements.
No, QA first, quality assurance. Then how you measure, that is the quality control during execution.
Okay, one very easy example. Let's say you go to any electronics shop. Very common observation. You see that on the sticker of that box, it is written as, do you remember? Very common terminology. On the sticker of the box, what is written?
QC
QC
approved.
checked. QC checked.
QC approved or QC checked.
QC checked, QC approved, QC passed, QC stamped. So something like that. But everywhere QC, QC, QC. What does that mean? Does that give you an idea? What happens before?
In the already inspected.
QC is on the last.
During a manufacture, it is expectation.
So QC is a layer between production and consumption. After something is produced, it is checked. If it is fit, it is stamped as QC checked, QC passed, QC approved, and sent to the shops for sale. If it is unfit, it is defected, what happens? It is removed from the delivery line, right? So that is the concept behind QC. QC is a layer between production and consumption. That gives you an idea that when something is produced, then we can do QC. So QC is done after the product is complete. Or in other terms, QC is to find the defects in the product. And when can you find the defects in the product? When you have produced it. So before delivering to the customer, you check it. Now, what is the role of QA? I made it easy for you.
So it means during.
Yes, please.
So it means during the manufacturing, the QA is like monitoring and confirming that the integration is going well.
Yes. QA is to avoid or minimize, but not to fix. QA is to avoid or minimize the defects in the product. So here you notice QC is to find the defects. QA is to avoid the defects. So that's why when many people say QA is related to process, QC is related to product. So now you understand what is the meaning of that. QC is to find the defects in the product. That means QC's focus is on the product itself. QA focuses on the process which will produce that product. So if you enhance the processes, if you strengthen the processes, that likelihood will increase that the outcome will meet the quality. Is this point clear to all of you now?
So it means, sir, QA is related to QC. For example, if product is good, so it means process is good.
Yes.
Okay.
Both are related. So for example, we are not saying they are not related. Most of the time they are performed by the same team, same department. So if you have very strong QA, if you have very strong QA, your QC will find less defects. For example, you are producing 100 items and only one is defected. Or 1000 items, only one is defected. That is the result of very strong QA. If you are having bad results in QC, that means your QA is not good. So in this way, yes, both are related to each other, but both are not replacement to each other. Any other question or confusion? Resource management. As I told you, there are three types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. So we need to plan those, we estimate, we acquire, we develop, we manage. Development means motivation, demotivation, training, conflict management, appraisals. So all these things come under this knowledge area, very easy topic. Then we have communication management. Communication management means one very famous term is 5 Ws and 1 H. That who needs what information, why, when, where, and how. For example, some people say I need daily, some people say I need weekly, monthly, quarterly, some people say cost related, some people say completion related, some people say spending related, some people say incident related, injuries related. So different information, different frequency, different format. Some people say just send me WhatsApp message, voice note. Some people say send me a written report, signed and stamped. So different information, different frequency, different format, that all comes under communication management. Risk management. Now, three terms I will mention here. Many people, they get confused about these three. Risk, issue, and defect. So first of all, can anyone tell me what is the difference between the risk and issue?
Before of a project, you can analyze the risk.
Okay.
And during a project, you face some problem, issues. So you cannot analyze the before of the project. Issue cannot analyze before of the project. This we can analyze before of the project.
Right.
issue
Issue
सर
is,
जब कोई
yes, please.
इशू जब कोई सर्टेन थ्रेशोल्ड जो है वो उसको पहुंच जाए कि आपके प्रोजेक्ट को वो मैटर करे तो उस वक्त उसको रिस्क कहेंगे या उसकी कंप्लीशन डेट को या उसको क्वालिटी को सबको मैटर करे तो वो रिस्क बन जाता है
सही कह रहे हैं. Issue is something already happened, right? For example, if we say some team member has resigned, team member resigned already, or it is raining, or prices have increased. So that means this thing has become a fact now. So that if something already happened, that is the issue. But if something may or may not happen in the future, for example, we said this team member may resign in future. This weather could be, we could have rain in future when we are performing some civil works or outdoor activities, or prices can increase. So these are examples of risks. So problems in the project are issues. Problems in the project that can happen in future or may not happen also. These are risks. And problems in the product are defects. Problem in the projects are issues. Problem in the product are, or deliverables are, defects. Now, if we say there is one example of risk, prices can increase. Is it possible prices can decrease also? Possible or not?
Yes, possible.
Possible. In that case, is it a good thing or bad thing?
Good for us.
Good for us. So keep one thing in mind. Mostly in simple English language, business language, we say risk is always bad. But in project management, in PMP, we do not say like this. We say risk is any event that may or may not happen. And if it happens, there's an impact on the project. And if that impact is good impact, then it is called as opportunity. If that impact is a bad impact, it is called as a threat. So risk has two categories, positive and negative. Positive risks are called as opportunities. Negative risks are called as threats. So we identify the risk, then we qualify the risk. Qualify means in terms of high, medium, and low. We perform quantitative risk analysis. That means, let's say, 30% chances that the rain will happen. And if it happens, there will be a loss of $5,000. So this becomes numerical analysis. This is called as quantitative analysis. Then we plan risk responses. Like you see examples of fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, alarms, emergency exits, insurance, outsourcing. All these are examples of risk responses. Then we have procurement management. Procurement means when we are unable to complete something as a company, as a customer, we outsource. Why we outsource? Sometimes we do not have time, sometimes we do not have expertise, sometimes we are not interested. We say, avoid the headache, give it to someone else. This all comes under, or we need resources, manpower, machine, material also, rental basis, purchasing. So all comes under procurement management. Stakeholder, anyone who is positively or negatively impacted by the project or can impact the project, he is a stakeholder. So it becomes a very broad definition, but we classify them in positive or power wise or categories wise. We do not treat all the stakeholders equally. Integration management means all the areas that we have discussed, including scope, schedule, cost, quality, all the 9 knowledge areas other than integration management, they are integrated, correlated. Change in one area will have impact on others also. So this is the meaning of integration management. These are called as 5 process groups. They are also implicitly part of the same 10 knowledge areas. Whenever we start a project, that is called as initiating. Then we do the planning. Planning is the most important area of the project management. If your plan is strong, execution becomes easy, control becomes easy. But if the plan is not good, execution becomes difficult, control becomes difficult. And you remember one term, approved plan, is called as baseline plan. So when the plan is baselined, we start execution. When we start execution, the controlling process become active to keep checking if that execution is going according to the plan or not. If they are according to the plan, wonderful. If they are not according to the plan, that is called as difference between the plan and actually is called as variance or deviation. If variance is small, we ignore it. If it is big, how much big? We define the limits in terms of time, in terms of cost. Those limits are called as threshold values. If the variance is more than the threshold, we need to replan. Or if there's any scope change, we need to replan. So this cycle continues: planning, execution, controlling. When we finish the deliverables, we move to the closing processes. This is how your project is completed. Last few minutes only, then I will take the questions only, inshallah. Planning. Mostly people think plan is a list of activities or tasks, start date, finish date, like this. Plan has to cover on big projects. I'm assuming we are talking about big projects. It has to cover all the knowledge areas. Scope related planning, schedule, cost, quality, all these areas are planned. And all these subsidiary components of the plans are collectively called as project management plan. Once once again, just to highlight the importance of PMP, why we should target PMP, right? So for that, I found this slide is exactly from PMI itself, website itself. So 90 million project management oriented employees currently in projectized industries across the world. 25 million may need more to be employed by 2030. And some other attractive stats. Why we earn the PMP certification? Research indicates that employers will need to fill nearly 2.3 million new roles and this and that. PMP adds values. CIO or CEO magazine ranked the PMP as the top project management certification in North America because it demonstrates you have the specific skills employers seek, or dedication to excellence and the capacity to perform at the highest levels. PMP delivers benefits, salary, I already mentioned, 16% higher, and in the USA, 32% higher than the non-PMPs. The PMPs prove you work smarter. It shows you have the skills to drive business results and increase your organization's impact in the office and around the world. Once again, this is going to be my schedule, 9 days. It will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Pakistan time also I've mentioned, KSA time also mentioned, and I have Primavera course also. So in case you are interested in Primavera also, my course is starting from 25th of November, inshallah. You can join that as well. My number, my email address, my phone number is mentioned here. My Saudi number is also there, my Pakistani number. So maybe you are connected with me on one of these, either on my Pakistani number or my Saudi number. If you want to leave, no problem. That's it, what I wanted to explain to you. If you want to stay, you want to ask any questions, I will be very happy to answer all of your questions. Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question, Abu Bakr.
Yes.
Actually, two questions. Now, for the attending the training with you, how that can be proved to BMI? I mean, obviously you are certified from them, right?
You just need to enter the details in your application. That's it. No complication.
Okay. So
name of the
okay.
institute, name of the institute, dates, name of the course, dates, number of hours, and contact person.
Which is you.
Yeah.
And then what about the payment for the training? I mean, what kind of payment method you accept? Like how we are going
I have
to
Pakistani accounts also. I have Saudi account also. If you want to pay in Saudi account, the fee will be little higher due to VAT and kafil charges. If you pay in Pakistani bank, I can give you some additional discount. So roughly, if you pay in Saudi bank, it will be after discount, it will be like 900 riyals. If you pay in Pakistani bank, it will be something like 720 riyals.
Okay, but I mean, so you mean a transfer from a local bank here in Saudi to your bank in Pakistan?
Yeah, that is also possible.
So where can I find this bank
Just send
account
me a
detail?
WhatsApp message. Just send me a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
I will share the bank accounts details with you.
Good.
Yes, please. Anyone else, please?
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि कितनी पाकिस्तान से मैं करना चाह रहा हूँ, ये कोर्स अटेंड करना चाह रहा हूँ, तो क्या पाकिस्तान पीकेआर में क्या फीस होगी सर?
Okay, Dr. Usman, you are welcome. I will share the recording. जी, sorry, आप क्या नाम था आपका? आपने क्वेश्चन किया अभी?
मोहसिन नाम है सर।
Sorry?
सर मोहसिन नाम है मेरा।
मोहसिन जी, मोहसिन, ये तकरीबन जो है ना 40,000 बनेगी फी पाक रुपीज में। ठीक है, इसमें अगर आप ग्रुप बना लें 2-3 लोगों का तो फर्दर डिस्काउंट भी हो जाएगी। अगर आपका 4-5 लोगों का ग्रुप हो जाएगा तो अराउंड 25,000 कर दूंगा मैं।
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other question from anyone, please?
What's the passing percentage from your students in first attempt?
It is very encouraging, alhamdulillah. Maybe you can safely, I can say around 95%. Alhamdulillah. In the last 2 years almost. Before 2 years, exam was little more difficult. At that time, it was like 90%, but now very rarely someone informed that he failed. So exam has become little easier, I believe. So as I told you, anyone with serious attempt, inshallah, more than 95% chances you will pass.
Okay. You will share the previous questions also, right? Like previous.
No. Previous questions you will not find anywhere in the world. Only sample questions. Sample practice questions. So if you do like 2000 practice questions, inshallah, that is a good indicator of speed also, stamina also, conceptual understanding also. So like if you are getting like 90% marks in the sample questions, most likely you will score more than 70% marks in the actual exam, and that is enough to pass the exam. But remember, the exam result will not tell you what was your score. They will only tell you pass or fail.
Okay. You will share complete sample questions. We need not to do any other exercise, like only practice.
Yeah, assuming you are talking about near future.
Yes.
Right, because the exam keeps on changing. And as I am giving training since 2011, so people are in touch with me for many years.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
So every after 2-3 years, you can say the exam practice questions will change, right? So assuming you're talking about next 3 months or so yes, I have enough questions that on the basis of that, alhamdulillah, people are comfortable, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sir, how much time required for the complete? We can attend the test. Maybe 1 day, 4 hours, or is it enough?
Yeah, roughly it is, if you are working, right? If you are doing job. So with job, maybe you can give like, and job and family, maybe 15 to 20 hours per week. Like 2 hours every day on the working days, and maybe 5 hours on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday or Sunday. So like 15 to 20 hours per week. If you are spending this much, maybe it is 2 to 3 months. I'm not saying minimum this much. I'm not saying maximum this much. Of course, I do not know you. Maybe your speed is very fast of reading and understanding. So maybe you can reduce this time to 1 month. But on the basis of observation, average data available, it is like 2 to 3 months with 15 to 20 hours per week. But if you spend dedicated time, maybe you can do in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
I have a question, Abu Bakr.
Yes, please.
What other than attending the training with you, is there any material that we have to go over and check and review and study before attempt the exam?
Sorry, I could not understand your question.
I said, other than attending the training with you, okay, is there like any material to go over and study?
There is a book, Rita 10. Right? This is I suggest you should read. Regardless you take training from me or not, after the training, you are supposed to read this And as I told you, around 2000 questions you should practice.
And from that book.
No, that is other than this book.
And
These
from where can I get these 2000 questions?
These 2000 questions I will share with you. Just send me a message, I will give you.
Good. Thank you.
With answer
You're
or
welcome.
without answer, sir? This
No, with
question?
answers. With answers. All these practice questions are with answers. Only then it gives you a benefit that, okay, you see the question and you try it and then you read the answer, then you understand why it was right, why it was wrong. So this is where you improve actually.
This Rita 10, we can buy it online?
Yes, you can buy it online also.
Do you know the cost of this?
Licensed versions are quite expensive, but I give to my students PDFs.
Okay.
How much you charge for this PDF?
Sorry?
How much you charge for this PDF?
Free for my students.
Okay. So is this available for the members online in the PMI?
This book
library?
is not from PMI.
Okay.
This is a guide.
Guide.
Independent author.
Can you share the schedule of your classes on the screen?
Here it is.
Sir, after our schedule of the classes, and before we need to have a look on the Rita 10.
No.
Okay.
Not
Then-
before.
Okay.
After the training.
After
I
the training.
strongly discourage reading
Okay.
the book before the training.
Okay.
Read it after the training. Come
After the training?
fresh in the training.
Okay.
Then understand from me first, then
Okay.
read the book.
Okay. Then after that, we need to spend daily 2 hours.
Yeah.
To
2 hours. If you spend 2 hours daily, then
after
it
the
will
training.
after the training, or as there it is a weekend training, so you have enough time during the weekdays also. So maybe
Yeah.
you can start reading or revising from day 1 maybe, or day 3 maybe.
Okay. We can get the training what we are listen. We will have the record versions for all these classes.
Sorry?
We can have the record versions for this all
Recording.
classes.
I will share the recording for limited time.
Like on
Okay.
WhatsApp, Abu Bakr. I mean, are you going to share the link through WhatsApp?
For this today's session, yes. If you send me a message, I will share the link. I will upload it tomorrow maybe. I will share, but he was asking for the full course.
Full course,
for the
yes.
full course also, I will upload the recordings of every day, and I will make it available for limited time only. So that if someone, because of prayer timing, because of some medical office issue, family issue, he was unable to attend, or he was sleeping during the class sometimes, because it's very boring topics. So maybe you may need to revise it later. So maybe every lecture for 1 week, I will make it available.
Okay, and for one lecture, it will be available only for 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week is enough to revise.
But for this session, you're gonna send it like through WhatsApp if someone send you a request through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, thank you so much, Abu
My
Bakr.
pleasure. You're
For me,
welcome.
it was very clear session.
Alhamdulillah.
And yeah.
Since your program is starting from 1st of December, and what is your recommendation now? I mean, we should go to the website and do the registration first?
No benefit.
Okay.
Because registration is just a matter of few days only. It will not save you any time.
Right. So late after the training, we can do.
Yeah, you can do it anytime. Because after the training, in any case, as I told you, you need around 2 months for preparation. So anywhere between those 2 months, you can spend 5-10 days for completing this process. So in parallel, you can do it anytime you like.
Right.
Your fees is 900 riyal, sir.
My fees after discount, if you pay in Saudi bank, then it is around 900 riyal. If you pay in Pakistani bank, around 750 riyals, 720 riyals.
Okay. Only for the Thursday, actually, my office is up to 6 p.m. This I was thinking. Classes start.
Thursday, yeah, it is 6 p.m. KSA time.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Actually, my office is from 8 to 6.
8 to 6, no problem. You can just join from mobile phone, and when you come home, you can shift to laptop.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes, please.
After completion of this course, of your course or any other course, we have only 1 year for this exam.
No. That you can give even after 5 years. ट्रेनिंग सर्टिफिकेट की एक्सपायरी नहीं है कोई।
Okay.
वो सिर्फ मैंने बोला था कि जब आपने एप्लीकेशन सबमिट कर दी एग्जाम की और आपकी एप्लीकेशन अप्रूव हो गई है, उसके बाद से आपके पास 1 साल है। ठीक है, तभी मैंने म्यूट कर दिया था। अगर आपने क्वेश्चन करना तो अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं। तो 1 साल आपके पास एप्लीकेशन सबमिशन के बाद है। अगर उस 1 साल में भी नहीं करते तो क्या होगा, आपकी फीस जाया जाएगी, लेकिन अगले साल आप दोबारा से फीस जमा करा सकते हैं। ट्रेनिंग सर्टिफिकेट का कोई मसला नहीं है, वो आप चाहे 5 साल बाद जाके एप्लीकेशन जमा कराएं।
ओके चलें, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ये वेलकम। कोई और क्वेश्चन किसी का हो तो बताएं, नहीं तो क्लोज करते हैं इंशाल्लाह।
Thank you so much, sir. It is very helpful course for us.
Welcome. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. May Allah reward you. Jazakallah khair.
Amin. Jazakallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Mashallah, it was very nice.
My pleasure. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Bye. Salam.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
I can contact you on this KSA number, right?
Yeah,
For this?
KSA number or Pakistani number, both. Both are
By
with me.
call also can we contact, right?
Call no. No, I do not attend calls.
Okay, only on WhatsApp.
Only WhatsApp, and you can send me voice messages. Because
message.
mostly I'm busy in the trainings, right?
Okay.
So that's why it's not possible for me to attend the calls. So that's why I prefer you send me text message or voice message. Whenever I get free, I hear, I reply, right? So you can send me voice message or text message anytime you like, but calls I do not attend.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for attending. See you inshallah in future. Assalamu alaikum.